he's reading in the newspaper. He says, "Oh, odorless outhouses." He says, "Wow." He said, "That'd be amazing." He said, "I would love to get one of those." And so he calls the guy up and he says, "Tell me about these odorless outhouses." He says, "Yeah." He says, "They're odorless." He says, "Really?" He says, "That's amazing." He says, "Are you sure?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "Guaranteed odorless. Guaranteed." He says, "Yeah." He says, "Well, I'd like to buy one." So the guy comes the next day, brings one out to his house. He says, "Well, where should I put it?" He said, "Well, are you sure it's odorless?" He says, "Yeah, it's odorless. They don't smell." He says, "Man, that's amazing. Guaranteed odorless." He says, "Okay, put it on the side of my house." He puts it on the side of the house, and a couple of days later, man, it is stinking awful. Oh, the odor was so bad it was going into the house, you know. So he calls the guy up and he says, "Hey, I thought you said this thing didn't stink." He says, "Yeah." He says, "Guaranteed odorless." He says, "Well," he says, "Man, it smells terrible." He says, "What?" He says, "I'll be right out." So he comes out and he gets out of the car. Sure enough, boy, I mean, it's done so bad. He could smell it clear from the car, you know. So he puts on a gas mask and he walks in there, you know, and he's in there for about 10 minutes, you know, trying to figure out what's wrong. Finally he comes out and the farmer says, "Well, did you figure out what's the matter with it?" He says, "Yeah, somebody pooped in it."